And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. And I just, mm, I just saw bits and pieces of the Hogan speech, and I'm just, uh, yeah, yep. That's just, I just said no. Uh, why? Ah, so stupid. Everything is stupid. I hate it. And Trump is going to win. I hate this. I hate all of it. I hate it all. But yeah, anyway, something I didn't hate. Something I liked. Something I liked. Dynamite 250. Good stuff. Everything was great here, including the TV time. Yes, I know it was weird, but yeah, everything here really was great. The show was great. First off, I have to say the Will Ospreay MJF match. Holy crap! 58 minutes in 2 seconds. I thought this was going to end in a draw, but MJF wins. Surprisingly wins. I am surprised. I thought Ospreay was going to pull it out because that stupid look. Just look, it's MJF. Hit the title drive him, and everyone be like, "Hey, you know what? It'd be like a non-canon. Like it's the non-canon version. Just like treat it like it was a house show or whatever. Just hit, and no one would care. That sort of thing. But yeah, Will Ospreay hesitating, which might be a good story. Ospreay is hesitating. He hesitated against Swerve Strickland. He hesitated with MJF. Is this going to be the story that is it going to the thing is going to be the long way without being hesitant? And I think hopefully Red Death shows up. Maybe he will beat MJF will lose to maybe at you'd be really cool. Not all out, not all that stuff. I'm thinking Grand Slam main event, Red Death, Daniel Garcia, MJF International Championship. He makes MJF tap out. That's what I believe so. But yeah, anyway. Next you had the I believe after that you had I think Mercedes Monet and the Elite. They had a little stuff. It was really good. I like the fact she's the Elite and everything else. The Elite are doing like they're being part of the show and all this stuff here. I like the fact where Mercedes Monet is now basically the she's with the women's side and heard rumors that I heard some rumors that maybe the Renegade Twins might be there. Might, and I say might be in that position, might be in that type of you know, protected thing, which would be pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, the match with Nia Rose, I liked it. It was actually really good. I wanted to have longer, but then the whole 50, I wish it was a little bit longer. That's the match things here. I wish they were a little bit longer, a little bit stronger. I wish it was a little bit longer. That was I hated is that the 58 I know the story here and everything else. I feel like this should have been a little bit. It was a great match, but I think this should have been a little bit shorter. But yeah. And then you got TV time with and the interviews with Mark. I love Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe is amazing. Keep him, I don't know. Keep him, make him do more stuff in Ring of Honor, but also I wouldn't be look. I know, have him be. I don't know. Oh, gosh, he needs to be around. He is so much full of life. I love him. And then you have him for AEW and Blood and Guts, which would be really good. Next up, you got the TV time with Chris Jericho. He is the learning tree, and it's for the world champions. Everything else. And he says tonight's 250 episode. He was here for the first. He promised he'll never miss another episode of the Learning Tree ever again. And he says he'll never miss an episode, which just the crowd just boos, and I love it. By the way, speaking of the crowd, shout out to that young kid who beat up MJF. A 7-year-old kid beat up MJF or MJF flats. I'm like, and even though it's hilarious, I'm like, should that be not a disqualification? That's a disqualification. Personally, I think that is a disqualification. Like I said, I do want to see more of the MJF and hopefully Osprey them do it again. But yeah, that girl that should be disqualification. But yeah, anyway, uh, but yeah, next thing you know, during TV time, you had him showing Sabata getting beat down, Hook being attacked, laid out with a fireball, and Samoa Joe being put through a table with a forklift, and then saying that he needs to stop. It says to avoid their mistakes and learn from the learning tree. And then Minoru Suzuki comes out and says next week, and he says he hands Brian Keefe a paper, which is AEW manager informs that Big Bill and Keith will not be allowed ringside for the Jericho Suzuki match on next week's show. And he just beats him down, and then he waves, "Hi guys," and leaves, which is hilarious. And then we got Renee versus Nyla Rose. Good match. And I thought that she was actually trying to, and I love the fact that we had a CEO glove, and she tried to do that whole lockjaw thing, and then she just you know, but yeah, it didn't work because Nairo's just bit like yeah, that sort of thing. And I like the fact you know Excalibur saying she's not Dennis. Dennis know how to do the paralyzing thing. I'm like, yeah, that's beautiful. That's great. I love Excalibur. Says after the matchup, the fan with the mask. It was a Sting mask, which is not the first time that she comes. It was Britt Baker come in, and the security comes out to put Baker in for getting each other. So that's gonna be locked in for All In. And then we get Mariah May. First, we get the scapegoat beating up Brett and Cutler, and then he's just he says if Darby wants to talk all this stuff up, he'll see if you want him, he'll find come and find him. Then we see um Timeless Tony Storm, and then it looks like she's coming back, and then it was Mariah May, and just the crowd boos. They did a little bit of what chance, but it did die down later in saying that it took her so long, and yet the only person everyone saw it coming. All of y'all saw it coming, except the only person to see it was Tony Storm. See, the Storm never looked better on her knees, bleeding and screaming Mariah's name. And then she drops down and just like she does the whole Tony. It is like this whole again all about Eve saying she's taken over the spot, and then she's saying we are going to basically she's going to annihilate her at All In, which at this point she probably will. But I think the promo was decent, and hopefully they go more into that stuff until Tony Storm comes back and beats the crap out of her, some babyface fire, and that sort of thing. And then we get to our main event: Okada versus Strickland. Good stuff, really good stuff. Both got good chemistry, the action on point. But then guess what? Looks like Okada has swerve, and then looks like he's gonna hit that swerve stomp, and then bam, the EVPs come out, beat him down, and then he has Mark Briscoe comes out to help him. The Acclaim comes out, everyone takes him down, and everything else. And then Hangman Steen comes out, and they had that look. Ooh, they're about to go out, and then it looks like Team AEW is still being outnumbered. And then we hear Darby Allin's theme. And then he comes down. All of it comes down. Darby Allin comes down Raptors via Sting, second Sting thing, comes down and he beats everyone up. And then the crowd, you know, they're beating each other up. And it looks like it's a full team. Team Elite versus Team AEW. Uh, Darby Allin, Mark Briscoe, the Acclaimed, Swerve Strickland versus the Young Bucks, Okada, Jack Perry, and Hangman Adam Page. It's going to be a gushing and blood. And hopefully next year, we won't. I wish maybe next year they'll do this for the women, and hopefully when they have a nice deal, they can do that. The women, a women's version of that, and Anarchy Arena or something. Let the men have the Anarchy Arena and have the women have blood and guts. And I don't know what else you can do with the men or whatever like that. But I think it'd be something, something that not over make the gimmick seem tired and such. That's what I feel like. But hopefully that doesn't happen because I think those matches are gonna be that match is going to be great. And overall, I really enjoyed this thing. It was a very good show. Overall, I enjoyed the show. Everyone, it felt like honestly a good 250. I wish there was a little more callbacks to the uh, earlier Dynamites or whatever, but eh, it wasn't that. I didn't like. But it is what it is. I think personally, I wish the Osprey MGF thing was a little shorter. You could have done the story in 30 minutes or so, but anyway. Um, but yeah, that's how I looked at Dynamite tonight. Dynamite 250. It was an overall exciting, a good show, very fun show. I can't wait to see what happens next week. And that's it for the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for listening to me, Duke Steve. Thank you so much for going to the panel. Thanks for everyone that's there, to go co-host with me, all that stuff. I am humbled. Thank you. And I will upload the entire panel hopefully tomorrow and all that good stuff. Anyway, peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.